Hello viewers, hope you're doing well. Today in this video, I'm going to create post comment API in the Spring Boot application. So let's get started. You can see here the admin service. Inside this interface, I'm going to create a method with the return type that is a comment DTO. Name of the method that is a create comment. Inside the argument, it will get a task ID that is a type of a long, and after that, it will get the content that is a type of a string. Let's go to admin service simple, and I'm going to implement the method that is a create comment. On the top of this class, I'm going to inject here the JWT util. So it will be a private final JWT util. Inside the create comment method, I'm going to call the query from the task repository that is a find by ID. Inside the argument of this, we have to pass here the task ID that we are getting in the argument. So here I'm going to create an object of the optional task where we have to save the response of this method. So it will be an optional task. After this, I'm going to call here the method from the JWT util that is a get logged in user. And I'm going to create an object of the user entity where we have to save the response of the get logged in user method. After that, I'm going to add a if condition where we have to check if the optional task is present and user not is equals to null. Then we have to create a comment. Otherwise, I'm going to throw new entity not found exception. It will be a throw new entity not found exception with the message that is a user or task not found. Inside the if, I'm going to create an object of the comment entity and it will be a new comment. After this, I'm going to set here the created at, and we have to call the object that is a new date. After this, I'm going to set here the content. We have to get the content from the argument. So it will be a content. After that, I'm going to set here the task, and we have to give here the optional task dot get. At the last, we have to set here the user. So we have to give here the user object. After this, we have to create a new comment in the database. So let me inject here the comment repository. It will be a private final comment repository. Let me call here the comment repository and the query that is a save. Inside this, we have to pass here the comment and we have to return here the comment DTO method and it will be a return. Now you can take a look of the create comment method inside the admin service. Let's go to the admin controller. Let me duplicate this method. I'm going to update the URL of this endpoint that is a /task/comment/task ID. Name of the method that is a create comment. We have to get the task ID from the URL and the content from the request body. It will be a @path variable that is a long task ID. After that, we have to get the content that is a type of a string. Let me call the method from the admin service that is a create comment. Inside the argument of this, we have to pass here the task ID and the content, and it will return the comment DTO. And it will be a created comment DTO. We have to check this object in the if condition that is a created comment DTO is equals to null. Then we have to return the response with the status http status dot bat request. Otherwise, we have to send the response with the status http status dot created, and inside the argument of this, we have to pass here the created comment DTO object. Let me update the response entity that is a comment DTO. Let's run the Spring Boot application. As you can see, the Spring Boot application started successfully. Let's navigate to the Postman and let's test the API. You can see here the URL of our create comment API that is a /API/admin/task/comment. Let me add here the task ID that is a 1. This is the base URL of our Spring Boot application. Mapping it will be a post, and inside the body, I'm going to pass here the content that is a type of a JSON. Before hitting this endpoint, let's get the JWT token of the admin by hitting the login API. As you can see, the URL of the login API. In the request body, we have a credentials of the admin. Let's click on the send button. Let me copy this token. Let me add inside the authorization tab. Actually, we have to get the content from the request params instead of the request body. So let's go back to the Spring Boot application and I'm going to create the annotation that is @request param. Let's rerun the Spring Boot application. Let me remove this body and I'm going to add the content in the params tab. As you can see, the key that is a content and the value that is this is a test comment. Let's click on the send button. As you can see, the status we got 201 created, and inside the body, we are getting here the comment object. Let's navigate to the MySQL workbench. Let me refresh the comment table. And you can say the comment created successfully with the task ID, user ID, content, created ad, and the primary key that we have to. So that's all for now from my side. If you have any confusion, you can do comment. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.